Okay, so today I want to talk vibe coding and kind of get both sides of the spectrum here, what it is, how it works, all of that good stuff, and go through some of the kind of the videos I've been watching on this. Because I've been vibe coding myself on Replit. I mean, I was on Bubble like 3 years ago. So I've been in this for a while, man. I've made some money, I built some apps, been profitable. Now I'm going back to the drawing board to build something that can be 100x what I've made before. So it's interesting to see the conversation.
With AI assistants. He called it vibe coding. Now, I'm no stranger to the ideas of too long didn't read and semantic diffusion, but I think that this might have been some kind of record. This was a 1,000 character tweet, and it seemed that few people even got to the second half. Andre describes what he means by vibe coding in the first 300 or so characters of a 1,000 character tweet. The rest describes some of the consequences of this naive toy town approach to programming. Now, I don't know Andre personally, so I can't tell what he had in mind with his tweet, but it reads to me as sarcasm. Near the end of the tweet, he says, "It's not too bad for throwaway weekend projects, but it's not really coding. I just see stuff, say stuff, run stuff, and copy and paste stuff. And mostly it works." So I
And I think that's the problem is there are some people who see vibe coding as like it's going to replace coding, and I don't think that's it at all. But I do think it's the perfect way to build an MVP. It's perfect. Like instead of sitting and trying to do the coding thing and being an engineer and I'm going to do everything perfect and meticulous. No, if you want to get funding, you can build an MVP within a weekend of a really good product and be off and running. Like instead of taking 6 months to build an MVP, you do it in a couple days, sometimes a couple hours. Like, yes, it works that fast. I'm not joking. It works that quick. And I think you just got to change your perception on all of this. And this is a breakdown. This is a really good article. Again, explaining what it is and talking about some of the tools. Um, Tempo Labs is one I have not heard of. Bolt is good. I've used Bolt. Bolt is solid. Bolt is one that requires you to have some coding, developing, design experience because when something goes wrong, it's expensive to have Bolt go back in and fix it, right? If you're like, hey, fix this thing, fix that, Bolt really can't keep up with that. Lovable is solid. Lovable, I think, has raised the most money so far. Um, Lovable is solid. I liked it, but none of them are as good as my favorite. Where is it? It's not even on this list. Really? That's interesting. Let me see. This is my favorite, man. I can't even. Can I even show y'all? Well, I'm logged in. Like this is just to show you I've built all of these different apps on Replit, right? And some of them have been profitable already. Like, but I think another thing that we don't talk about in vibe coding, and this is something I saw on this Reddit board that I myself have already had in mind. This guy says that, him and his friend built something. We did 23K in the first month, right? And people are asking him about the website. And he's like, not responding and everybody's mad at him, but like you got to understand that now that I can see your idea, go on Replit and build it really really fast, like insanely fast. It's so fast that I don't want to use more of my credits because I've spent like 200 bucks this month on buildings. I don't want to spend no more right now. I'm chilling. But that's how fast it is. And Replit now has their AI agents. Um, it's Agent 3, I think, where it can do even more, even faster. It's better with security, all of these different things. It's so fast. So I think on one hand, you got guys like this who are, vibe coding is the worst idea. And I think it depends on how you look at it. Because if you look at it as it's going to replace coding, or if you kind of approach it that way, then yeah, I can see why you would consider it the worst idea. But it's actually not. It's a really good one. Let's see more of what he has to say.
Hi, I'm Dave Farley, and welcome to the Modern Software Engineering channel. If you haven't been here before, please do hit subscribe. And if you enjoy the content, hit like. It helps us reach a bigger audience. Thank you for your help. The idea and reality of having a relaxed chat with a large language model that results in a working system is impressive and seductive, but it seems to me to miss the point almost entirely of what programming is really about. This gets us back to that blight of the software industry, the idea that writing code is the hard part. Non-technical people believe this is true because code looks so complex and mysterious to them. Developers believe that it's true because code is comforting and precious to them and clearly defines their skills and separates them from the non-technical people
True,
who
true.
presumably aren't as smart because they can't read the code. We've built a technical recruitment industry on this premise that the defining characteristic of a good programmer is the set of languages and frameworks that they know. We have people who define their jobs by the tools that they use. I'm a Java programmer, I'm a React developer, and so on. I've admitted before that I have hired programmers who haven't used the same technology that we were using on a project, and I've never regretted that so far. In my experience, you can learn a programming language if you're good at programming, enough to get by with it in a few days, maybe a couple of weeks. Doing software development well is hard, very hard, but the difficulty is not created by programming languages. So let's think about the starting point in Andre's tweet. We can give in to the vibes and forget that the code even exists. Well, the other group of people that do that are the sometimes non-technical people who want to achieve something via a computer. Up to now, though, we human programmers have played the role of the coding assistant in this conversation, translating what it is that they want into something that works. So how well does that usually go? Not so well, I'd argue. Certainly very poorly for any software of any size or complexity. This often goes very poorly indeed. And so far, we humans are still smarter than the machines. This isn't because it's so difficult to translate what people want into a programming language. It's because it's so hard to break problems down into the precise deterministic instructions that, LLM or not, are still how computers ultimately work.
Yeah, it's funny because this video was released on, let me see, let me make sure. So this was a month ago. And again, I want to agree with him, but everything I've tried to build so far, I've been able to build. And again, I think this comes down to perception. Like, how do you perceive vibe coding? Do you look at it as this is going to solve every problem and be the perfect thing and you'll never have to touch code? No, no. Like, if you want to build a unicorn, $1 billion company, you're going to have a program in the room at some point, bro. You're not going to avoid that. But I think if you want to just build a simple app that can do simple things to just show proof to an investor that, hey, this idea is profitable. Like, I have, 100 users paying me $50 a month. I got some traction, right? It's been a month or a couple weeks or whatever. I already got some traction. People are paying. They're using the platform. They love it. Build it on Lovable, Bolt, Replit, whatever. I think that's the goal with a lot of vibe coding. Like, that's it. Like, it's not this thing where every program is going to be replaced or you're obsolete now. I think a lot of programmers are a little in their head and worried. That's the vibe I get. It's like I'm a little terrified that this could mess with my pockets a little bit, which is understandable. I'm not judging you for that at all. But I think the perception just has to change a little bit. But man, let me know what you guys think. I want to hear your opinions on vibe coding down in the comments below. If you have not, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm Chris. I will see you next time.